How's it going? My name's Jack. I'm 23 years old and I graduated Penn State with a bachelor's degree in IST, which means Information Science and Technology. A week after graduating, I got a job in the life science industry. I was doing a lot of validation work. Not at all what they sold the job to me as. They made it sound like I would be working with software, configuring it, and talking a lot with clients, teaching them how to use it, and configuring it specifically for their needs, figuring out what they want, a lot of problem solving, stuff like that. And a lot of it ended up just being, at least 60% of my time was spent doing validation paperwork, which is a heck of a lot of initialing and dating and a lot of checking boxes, and that can get really old really quick. And I could take it for about a year and I end up getting fired. I mean, if you don't like your job a lot, if you really don't like your job, there's a good chance you're gonna get fired after so long. And that's what happened to me. And I was really happy. I was extremely happy. When I realized I didn't have to go to work Monday morning, I started crying, and it really set in how I could never let something like that ever happen to myself, because I'm just a very sensitive person, and if I'm not in the right environment, like the rest of my body starts to not work so right. Like I wasn't sleeping properly, and I was always tired. Even though my diet was super clean when I was working there. And my mind was always cloudy because the stuff I was working on was just so mind-numbing. And so for the next couple of months, I just spent a lot of time trying to clear my mind, just try to get back to ground zero. And so it was a lot of working out and yoga, long walks, stuff like that. A lot of walking in the woods was really helpful for me. I'm really glad I took the time to do that. And when my lease ran up, I went to go live with my parents' place. So when that happened, it set in pretty quickly and pretty hard that I need to figure something out to do. I need to make a plan, and I need to start taking action on it. And so that's what I did. I mean, I picked some things to do for the week, apply to this many jobs. And by doing that, I figured out more of what I could do, more of maybe I wanted to do. And actually, the more that I did that, I started getting even more scared. I started getting a lot of butterflies, waking up and going to sleep, and I was just in this constant state of I don't know what I'm gonna do. There's no way I could go back to doing that before, and the only jobs that I see that I can get are jobs like what I had before. I'm just I just felt completely stuck. Even though man, I'm young, I'm a white male, that helps a lot in society to be middle class white male, young. It helps a lot. And I don't have any student loans. I felt like I was freaking out for no reason, because it's a lot tougher for other people. And I get how I don't even get how tough it can be for other people. But I was freaking out nonetheless, because I'm I can't live here forever. I gotta figure out something to do, otherwise I'm just suffering. I'm just gonna go back to suffering in that job before, and I don't wanna do that. So I'm just being patient, hopefully I'll get a sign or something, I don't know. And then I messaged my friend on Facebook hey, do you know of any jobs available? So I did that, and he responded with an interesting opportunity. He said that if I pass a coding test at his company, he could help me get a job, because he got the same job, and he wrote down all the interview questions that he got. So I was like, psh, job done, got this. And then like once I got the coding test, I was like, this is really hard. This is like way outside anything I've ever done. I have no idea even, I don't know what this code is even trying to attempt to do. I've never seen anything like this. So I was like, I gave that up on that opportunity pretty quickly, because I just saw that even if I could figure out the test, I don't even think I would want the job. It would just be too demanding and stressful for me at the time. But I was still, I realized from doing that, like, hey, programming is something that it was like one of the few things that I was actually ever interested in school. I actually wanted to become a computer scientist. I went for that major freshman year, but I found out that you have to take all these calculus courses because it's considered a science, and I was like, well, that's never gonna happen. Not doing that. So I switched to IST. I stopped trying. That's a little joke that they say there, because it's super true. Super true. Kind of joking, but not really. So I got really excited. I was like, something just clicked when I figured out, hey, you know, this is something that I can do. I may not be able to do it right now, but it's something that like I had a little bit of talent for in the past, and I was genuinely interested in, and I know for a fact you can creatively express yourself in, which is something that I really needed and that I was looking for, and that I can get in time. I can get. So I just started learning code. I started teaching myself code. I started watching YouTube videos. Highly recommend Derek Bain. He has a bunch of coding tutorials that are very well spoken. Also, Code Academy is a great place for beginners. And there's this book, even if you're an advanced programmer or just starting out, I highly recommend, called To Think Like a Programmer. I forget the author, but I'll post a link down below. Really awesome book. Instead of like teaching you syntax, it uses the language C++ to teach you the fundamental principles of creative problem solving. So a lot of what it is looking at a big complicated problem, breaking it down into many small problems, and then engineer all those little pieces of software as answers that you got for all those little problems into the one big answer. And so that helped me out for a bit. And so yeah, for the past 4 or 5 months, I've just been learning a lot of code, and I'm actually enrolling in this program called Udacity today. And I figured out through my time of like trying all these different languages and different development styles that I want to do mobile development. And they have a program called iOS app development, which is something that I'm really excited about. I did like a little app before. I didn't do anything too crazy, too advanced at all. But it's something that I'm excited to learn about. I'll keep you updated if you're interested in how this journey goes, how it works out. Please like and subscribe, and I'll let you know. Have a good day.